right here in Charlotte, my town, we have known radicals, people who were participants, fan of, supporters of the same people who tried to bring down our towers in '93 and who espouse the death, destruction of democracy and all the things that you were just pointing to. They are coming to Charlotte to hold a party, to hold a big Muslim party under the guise of a prayer, but it doesn't take more than a nickel's worth of research to know exactly who these despicable, anti-democratic, anti-American, anti-Semitic, no-good SOBs are, and they're on the Democratic agenda. This is an event that's supported and is clearly thrown out as something the Democrats are behind. It's subversive. It's against our country and everything we stand for, and it's being brought to you by the Democratic Party right here in Charlotte next week. So to me, with all that going on, that's the backdrop for Romney and his henchmen to really drive the Islamist problem, the Islamist agenda that our president so strongly supports, up to the forefront and throw it down the mouths of the media, whether they're willing to swallow it or not.
Oh, you nailed it. In fact, I did a whole segment on that on my show last week. It's Imam Siraj Wahaj. He's got a mosque in Charlotte. This is a man who's got extensive ties to the blind sheik, extensive ties to the U.S. Muslim Brotherhood. This man, to me, clearly has terrorist sympathies, clearly has terrorist ties. He has called for Sharia law to be implemented in America. In fact, he says he wants the American Constitution to be replaced by the Quran. And this is the man who's leading a massive prayer gathering, a Juma, at the Democratic National Convention, invited by the Democrats, in which he says 20,000 Muslims will descend and they will pray. And so my question is this: what happened to separation of state and mosque? Because you can't pray in public schools. You can't even pray at a football field. You can't pray at the Republican National Convention. That's very offensive now. You can't wear a cross. That's offensive. Being a Christian in America now, very offensive. But if you're a guy who wants Sharia law, who has ties to terrorists, who has ties to the U.S. Muslim Brotherhood, then come on down to the Democratic National Convention, because we don't want to discriminate against anybody. This, to me, says everything we need to know about the anti-American agenda that is driving the Democrats, driving Obama. They should be embarrassed to even be affiliated with this man. And can you imagine? To me, this is literally akin to a Christian white supremacist group holding a prayer gathering, a huge prayer vigil at the RNC with 20,000 Ku Klux Klan members, white supremacists, descending, burning their cross. It's exactly the same thing. And could you imagine the outrage among the liberal press corps? And yet, no, it comes to Sharia law. That's the U.S. Muslim Brotherhood, ties to the blind sheik, the 1993 World Trade Center attack. No, that's just they get a little rowdy in those mosques. That's all. It's not, I don't personally agree with it, but there's some aspects that trouble me, but they're allowed to practice their faith, and we're very inclusive in America. That's literally what the liberal media says. So I want to see what Chris Matthews does, what Andrea Mitchell does, what Rachel Maddow does.
Jeff, I'm sorry to cut you off. The show flew. We're down to our last 30 seconds. Jeff, this was an awesome show. Thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure, guys.
Show for the ages.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye.
Take care. Well, ladies, this was the Final Say radio show. That was Jeff Kuhner joining us for one of the most powerful and amazing hours of radio that you will find anywhere. You'll have to listen to again. That is a wrap.